Hey, it's Kyler with Right and Direct, and I wanted to talk to you about using the PortKeys LH5 monitor with the Pocket Cinema camera. I can't imagine my productions without some type of monitor, and this one has been bulletproof for me. I've even dropped it onto gravel and it nicked it up and it just kept working. So I want to go through using this monitor briefly and then how to connect it to the camera for camera control. So without further ado, if you power one of these on, you're going to just, camera input is via HDMI. I have a long HDMI cable running from the camera that's shooting this right now. And then MPF battery in the back, etc. So if I tap this, it's going to get me to the menu. Now the main menu is accessed by swiping left. So when you swipe left, you should see a menu like this. And let's start with the top icon. You're going to see controls on the bottom to adjust contrast, brightness, things like that. Now don't be fooled, this is not the brightness of the display itself. To access that, you want to run your finger on that bottom strip. You'll see it goes to the next page, the little dot there. And here we have some other settings. And the backlight is what affects the brightness of your display. And then you can also, to the left there, change your anamorphic setting, which is super nice. So when I had this on set and I was using my anamorphic lenses, I just changed this to 133, and then my picture shows de-squeezed on this monitor. That's just super nice. And then I can change the color temperature if needed. Next icon down, if you for any reason need to flip your image horizontal or vertical on this thing, you can do that here. Next icon down. The only things I mess with here are system reset to reset back to factory defaults. And then I can adjust my fan on this if it's too loud and this thing's close to the mic. And then touch control if you need that disabled. And if you make the mistake like I did of disabling it, and then you're like, well, how do I re-enable it? You do that with the menu up here. You can navigate back and re-enable that. Okay, next thing down, LUTs. So lookup tables. We can talk about this more in other lessons, but a lookup table allows you to see your film footage, your raw film footage that's very desaturated in a way where it might look once color grading is done to it. You can create lookup tables or you can just use certain default ones. And the nice thing about that is when you're on set, even though you see your set and you have proper exposure, it's still hard to sometimes imagine what it's going to look like. And so you can apply a lookup table so that this monitor will show you something close to the color graded version of what you're shooting, which is really, really nice. Because you can have perfect exposure, but still not have the look you want to support the emotions of your scene. So LUTs are nice. You can just tap on the USB looks and you plug in a USB drive down here. Don't try like a SSD drive with the cable. That doesn't work. You need just a little thumb drive, and then I'll let you upload them. Next on down is speaker. Very straightforward, just the volume for playback. And then the very bottom shows you the firmware version and then lets you update the firmware again via USB. So pretty straightforward. If you swipe right, it shows you favorites. And to add a favorite, you just click the plus. And you can pick any of these different features that you might use frequently and add them to the side. And then when you touch on that icon, it enables it. And if you want to add more or remove, just hit that plus, and you can highlight the ones you don't want and click the trash icon. And then, okay, so that's the basic walk through the menu. Again, swiping left gets you to the main settings. Swiping right gets you to your favorites. Swiping up or down accesses camera control. And when you tie this to your Pocket Cinema camera over Bluetooth, you can control your camera, certain aspects of it. So I'm going to swipe down, and I have an option over here on the right for Bluetooth. Let's turn my camera on, and on my camera menu, I'm going to go Setup and the fourth page, and I'm going to make sure Bluetooth is on. And with that, then I'm going to add new device here, and it'll show up there down in the lower left. If it doesn't for any reason, you can hit clear all on your Pocket Cinema camera and or hit back on here and then add new device again. But once it shows up down here, I'm going to tap on it. Keep tapping on it until a code shows up on your Pocket Cinema camera. It says LH5P wants to connect. It gives me a code. I'm going to type that in here and click pair. LH5P is currently connected. Great. So now I'm going to tap this again to get back to the menu. If I'm not still at camera control, swipe up or swipe down. And now I can control stuff. Like I can hit white balance and I can change that down here. And it actually changes on the camera. I can change my frames per second, my shutter, etc. I found that at the end of the day, I didn't really use the camera controls on this very much because I'm just using it on the camera itself. I have presets, things like that. So it's nice, maybe if you're far away from the camera, etc. But what I have enjoyed about this monitor is the durability, the brightness, the ability to see de-squeezed anamorphic footage, the ability to upload lookup tables to see your footage more accurately, things like that. Those have been very, very nice. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching it. If you are interested in filmmaking, specifically in writing and directing, check out writedirect.co. I teach you cohesively in a very unique way how to go from an idea all of the way through post-production so that you, as Robert Rodriguez says, are unstoppable. Hope to see you there, or I'll see you in another lesson here soon.